I've been using OpenClaw for over 2 months now. And honestly, a lot of people are asking me, is it overhyped? Should I really just spend my time to learn it? And this post caught my eye today, this morning as well. So this is from Miles Deutscher, and he says, F the hype, why you shouldn't use OpenClaw. He's saying that he built his entire AI workflows around OpenClaw, and I'm telling you, most people shouldn't use it. And you'll understand why after reading this. So he's really talking about why he's using Claude Code over OpenClaw and using kind of different like Notion agents and different aspects. So I really want to address this question for me. Like, what's my personal take on OpenClaw? Is it overhyped? Should you guys spend all that effort learning it? And too long didn't watch. The summary is I really do think that OpenClaw is very, very useful for particular things. And I'll tell you what I find very useful about OpenClaw and my take on it. So first and foremost, I don't use OpenClaw to run my life. Okay, I don't let it read my emails. I don't let it, run my scheduling. I find that there's still maybe a 2% chance it'll mess things up, like give me the wrong dates and times. So this is just very intrinsic with AI. It just hallucinates, and I don't usually touch these things. Rather, I let it do something that is very time intensive and is, generally speaking, much better done with AI. So let me give you an example of that. So for me, because I make videos, yet again, you have to tune it depending on what your lifestyle is and what you need, right? So for me, I like to do videos and I want a daily briefing every day. And this is what OpenClaw really excels on. It excels on daily tasks and improving your daily tasks and just talking to it to improve these tasks. So this is something that I've improved upon over time, like a daily briefing. This happens every day. It just runs it for me. I don't have to tell it to run it. It just runs it every day. It sends me this presentation. I get a presentation about what's going on. I can use this. I can choose to use this on my own video or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But usually I just read it, and it just seems to be much better than not having it. I've also specified over time, like I want actual quotes and tweets. I want them to be linked up here. So this is a specification I kind of came to develop with OpenClaw over time to make sure that he's not gaslighting me. I think a lot of people run into the problem of just OpenClaw flat out lying to them about views on their videos. I had that happen to me. Or lying about restaurants being somewhere that they're not. Something that I did to correct this is to say, hey, why don't you give me the actual link? Or you can actually say, hey, why don't you run a sub-agent to fact check everything? These things will drastically reduce the amount of slop that you get and produce better results. And hence, my presentation is getting to a point where I actually believe it's almost usable, or, well, more usable than it's not. So I find OpenClaw very, very, very good at doing these things, and you can see the presentations that it sent me, right? So this is there's a daily one, there's an OpenClaw one, and I can expand this presentation, and it's very proactive. It's like it can think of ideas and just make the presentation for me, and then I can go through it, and so I'll be like, oh yeah, this is good, this is bad, or whatnot. So if you've been seeing presentations on them, those are made by on my channel. They're made by OpenClaw, and I find that that's very, very good for this task. Like OpenClaw is very good for this task. And it's mostly because of the way that the cron jobs are set up. It's constantly monitoring for you. So I think like the design of OpenClaw just lends itself very good for tasks like this. Tasks that needs to be improved, it can be improved, tasks that needs to be happening every day. And I think tasks that requires a little bit of memory. Another example of what I'm using OpenClaw for, and this is not tuned very well. So I have a second bot here that kind of scans over the videos that's hot right now, that's going on. And then it kind of gives me intel every day for my videos. For this to happen, I did need to link up the YouTube API, so I'll make another video about this. But for me, it's just good to have an overview. And when I talk back to the bot and just say, hey, look, this is what I'm interested in, this is what's interesting, suggest some video content ideas for me, it's good to bounce ideas off. Yet again, I think this is not it's not mission critical in a sense that it's not like, OpenClaw sending me to a restaurant that might not exist. Rather, he's bouncing ideas. He's coming up with new concepts, and I can accept them or cannot, but it's not going to cost me anything if it goes wrong, right? So yet again, this is just runs every day. He has some ideas for me. I can choose to use them or not, but I find that extremely, extremely useful. And I did a grunt work as well, so I realized that I didn't put any referral codes on my videos, and I said, hey, why don't you scan through that and add these referral codes on for me? And then I told him, hey, after doing so, why don't you save it into a markdown file so you know about how to do this in the future. And we just made a video about skills, so it's actually quite important. Setting up your OpenClaw with skills is extremely important. But regardless, I find that OpenClaw itself is just smart enough to understand kind of what you need that's repetitive, and then just does the repetitive work for you. I think that's the kind of the best use case for OpenClaw. I don't find it very good for scheduling, for reading emails, replying to emails, because it can mess up. We had incidents in our team where OpenClaw decided to just message Ron's girlfriend, right? So we had a video on that. Let me just show you guys here. Why is my Google so messed up? But let me see. It's I don't know. Yeah, again. Oh yeah, damn. OpenClaw randomly messaged Ron's girlfriend. So that was an entire video on that. But yeah, I don't trust OpenClaw enough to let it run my life and let it into my Mac. So yeah, I have a Mac here. I don't do that, and I think that's where people are finding the overhyped idea, because like people stick it into their Mac and then they get thoroughly disappointed when they can't run their lives for them. I mean, the way I always view OpenClaw is it's like if you dealt with like personal assistants in the past, it's like a $500 personal assistant from like a third world country, right? Just saying, like you can get different levels of personal assistance, right? Like we have local ones here in Hong Kong, and they're much like you choose your assistant to be smart, all right? And I find that this is like a low level assistant that might be like working on multiple tasks. They make mistakes. I'm used to before where like you have this virtual assistant. They can do rough tasks for you, but they make mistakes like 2 to 5% of the time, and you don't want to trust them with mission critical aspects. You want your executive assistant to do that, right? So I don't find OpenClaw to be that executive assistant yet, but I think maybe in 6 months we'll get there. So I'm kind of treating them like a $500 to $800 personal assistant with coding skills, which is really good. So the other thing I want to say is, if you allow your agent to have and start coding, making dashboards for you, that will greatly improve your optics, like presentations as well. If you guys are trying to do this and you're kind of realizing, oh, why aren't the presentations working? It might be because you're running on a local Mac Mini, and my preferred setup guide for OpenClaw is on its own virtual private server. The reason why is because the ports are open, which allows you to just directly access these files, and you can browse them anywhere and share them with friends or whatnot. So I think that was one of the powers of my agent, where the presentation is produced and then I can just like shove it out. And you can probably see like as I grow and as you guys get feedback, these things will improve, because I can just tell it, oh yeah, I have some suggestions for this, and then it'll make it better for me. So I think that's kind of key and pivotal here. So yeah, that's really what I want to say. I don't think it's overhyped. I don't think. Oh, the last thing I want to just bring up here, and I think just relating to that tweet that kind of inspired this video here. I'm just gonna bring that tweet back up. Just give me 1 second. So Miles is really saying, yeah, why don't you use Claude Code? And we will cover this. I do use Claude Code quite a lot. So say for example, I'm making this like fun mini game, and Claude Code is really, really good at parallel tasks, deploying sub-agents, agent orchestration, really, really fantastic at it. And it's Claude Code is really good at using Claude. I plug my OpenClaw into Claude, right? So that's the language model that my OpenClaw is using. But Claude Code is even better at using Claude. So you can be really good at building systems, and if that's something you want to do, that's gonna be great, right? Just implement this and go. But I don't think this is for everyone. I honestly think this will take you probably 2 weeks to 3 weeks to learn. But it is worth it if you want to make something fun and interesting. And that's like a larger video. That's a bigger scope. So it really depends on what the scope of your work is. And for me, I kind of really let OpenClaw do what it's good at instead of just building everything around OpenClaw and treating them like my employees. I think that doesn't work. You have to understand what level of employee they are and how to delegate tasks for them. So yeah, that's really what I want to say. I know things are being updated and very quickly. So one thing I do say is that our channel is still very small. This was like brewed up like literally 3 weeks ago as a side project, right? But you guys seem to be really enjoying it. We have a lot of videos that are getting a lot of traction. I do want to say that your comments are really important to us because I actually literally have my agent even looking at these comments and saying, okay, what sort of videos you guys want, what do you guys are interested in, and I actually read them too. So I actually get a double kind of reinforcement. So that's how my brain works when it comes up with ideas. So yeah, we'll make videos for you depending on what you want. If you want Claude Code videos more specific to programming, tell me that as well. It's really, really fun. It's some of the most fun I had at work for a long time. So if you would like those, tell me down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.